Hello and welcome back. We're all set up for another game of Perilous Tales. Tonight it is Haunted Shores. Butch Sullivan and crew have crashed their ship on a strange and mysterious shore. As night falls, a ghost ship starts to shimmer into existence. Three objectives for tonight are call for rescue over down here. There is a pile of crates which will obviously includes the radio from the crashed boat. We have rescue the prisoner, so we have Butch Sullivan Snr down here. There we go, near the centre of the board. And we also have set the explosives, so we have to set the explosives on 3 items of terrain on this half of the board. So the middle of the board is around about here. So that's going to be difficult, I think, that one. We're facing off against the Ghast and some spirits. Alongside our villains for tonight, we have our events. Number 5 is Creeping Horror, we have Raging Storm, we have Disaster Strikes and Panic Attack. Deployment tonight is encircling again because it was the only way I could get the prisoner and the radio marker outside of 3 inches of any other markers. And our heroes are deployed along the board edge down here. So I'm going to get the teams introduced and then we'll take it away. And here we have our heroes for tonight. It is Butch Sullivan, of course, back again with Tough Guy. We've got Frankie with Demolitions Expert. We have Mr. Patterson, the Lighthouse Keeper. He comes with binoculars. We have Captain Denton, who is a marksman. And finally, we have Marcus at the front with Medic. And the villains for tonight are the Ghast here at the back. Along with a bunch of spirits in the form of these rather mean looking ghost pirates. There is only 3 spirits in the game. There's an extra one just in case I get any results that require me to place an extra minion. These guys, of course, cannot be killed. They can only be displaced. So this is going to be a really tricky mission where I have to keep just pushing them back time and time again. Okay, and we are off for the first turn of the night. So I'm going to fairly low camera down here. So the first action of the night is going to be from Mr. Patterson. He's going to take a look over here and attempt to spot this marker over here. So he is skill 2 and I have no dice. That is a fatal flaw for this game. He gets a 5 as a difficulty and scores a 9 and a 7. So he's successful there. We're just going to turn this over and see what it is. That's number 1. That is the Ghast. That causes a bit of a problem. Okay, I'm going to leave that where it is there. And start the team moving up. Bearing in mind that we have to call for rescue and get Butch's dad picked up from there. So I think, first of all, Denton here is going to move up 4 inches to the edge of there, and he's going to go, I'll cover you. There we go. Remember the actions, what they're called. He can't move. Marcus will move here and do I'll cover you as well. Frankie's going to move up to here. Oh, because that's where 6 inches. 6 inches is there and there. So she's going to move right out over to here with her second action. And Butch is just going to make a run for it towards his dad. He's going to go 4, 8, staying outside of 6 of that one, and outside of 6 of that one, but within 6 of this marker up here. This marker up here is, let's flip this over, number 3. Number 3 is a spirit. So, swirling spirits, no, it doesn't do that, it doesn't do that. It's aggressive and it sits up there. So it starts there. And he's going to move immediately to there. So that moves in contact with Butch. However, these two are both going to get a shot on it on the way down. So we'll start with Captain Denton. He is a marksman, so he gets an additional dice when he shoots. The spirit is only skill 2. So we get a minimum difficulty of 4. And we score a 7 and a 3, so it gets pushed back. That's 2 wounds, so it's taken both its wounds. When this model is killed, spawn a new spirit minion exactly 8 inches away from the attacking model and as close to the villainous board edge as possible. So he disappears and reappears 8 inches back here. Okay, that was pretty successful. That saves Butch from doing anything particularly bad there. That's the end of the turn. Villain's turn. We're going to do a threat check. It's currently threat level 1. We're going to roll 2 dice on the advantage. So we take away the 3 and we score an 8 against a 2. So that is a single success, which means it's the Noose Titans. Move each unrevealed threat marker 1 inch towards the heroic model closest to it if there is a heroic model within 10. Within 10, so this one moves 1 inch forwards, which is going to take it into an inch of Butch and will trigger the ghast. I'll do that in a minute. I'm just going to see what else we've got here. This one's going to move within an inch, and this one will flip as well. That's number 2, so that is another spirit, which is going to trigger onto Butch here. These will move in an inch towards the centre of the board, and this one here, oh gosh, is this going to be in as well? Yeah, this one moves in and also reveals as number 8, Panic Attack. The revealer and every hero model within 6 inches of the threat marker must take a horror check with disadvantage. Should have triggered that one first because that would have been better. Yeah, so it's just going to be Butch here. So discard it afterwards. So it's just Butch. He needs to take a quick horror check with disadvantage. So 4 dice. So we take away the lower dice, which is an 8. He succeeds with a pair of 10s. Okay, we need to then do Marcus's shooting. Until the end of the round, the first time a villainous model ambushes in line of sight, this model may make an immediate attack action even if engaged. So the first time one appears, he does it. So I think because Marcus didn't use his before, I'm going to let him shoot at the ghast. He's only got 2 dice. The ghast is skill 5. He rolls a 10 for the difficulty, so he fails there. Then we do the villainous turn. So the ghast is a villain lurker. It's able to attack its current victim without moving. It attacks its current victim and then moves 6 inches away. Okay, so he's going to attack Butch. He is skill 5. Off we go with that. He scores a 9 for difficulty, gets a single 10, which scores 1 point of damage on Butch. He caused wounds, so he doesn't do the 3 wounds thing. After his model attacks, the target must take a horror check. So we'll do that. Butch gets a difficulty of 3 and gets 4 successes on that, so he's not too worried about the ghast. And then finally, to attacking, this model moves 6 inches towards the nearest unrevealed threat marker, ending out line of sight if possible. So the nearest unrevealed threat marker is this one back here. So it floats off down here and it's just actually a bit closer and it's a bit under there. So that's Butch seen off one of them and he survived fairly well. We've got the other pirate down here to do. So that is a spirit, it's skill 2, that's it. It rolls an 8 for its difficulty but scores a 10, so Butch takes another wound. Okay, however it's aggressive so it stays there. So we're back to, so we need a threat check, threat counter, because obviously after the Noose Titans we then apply threatening overtures, which is +1 threat level, so it's now threat level 2. That's it. That's the end of the villain's turn. We're back to our heroes now. We need to try and rescue the dad, which we'll do that, I think, first. So, rescue the prisoner. The heroes can successfully interact with the prisoner marker twice. He is freed. Deploy a thankful prisoner within 1 inch and remove the prisoner. Teammate with 6 wounds and skill 1. If he's alive at the end, we get 1 point. Okay, so that's not overly difficult. We need 2 people to interact with him, which also isn't too difficult. Frankie's going to move 4 inches to over here, so she's ready to do the interact next turn. She's going to take a shot at this swirling spirit over here. So she's going to take a 2 dice shot at that. Maybe she can drive it off a bit more. She gets a difficulty of 9 and rolls an 8 and a 6, so she fails there. Marcus is going to come up. He's going to come up 4, stand next to Butch, but also take a shot at the eventual spirit. Now let's have a quick look out there. Is there any? It's partially obscured, so we'll call that, give that some cover. Marcus has only 2 shots at disadvantage. So he gets difficulty of 3 and scores a 6 and a 2. So he does a single wound to it. They only have 1 wound each, so it disappears off to the edge there. Okay, we've driven off one of them. That's a good sign. Lighthouse Keeper, he is going to make a beeline over this way. 4, 8. Try and get to the radio on this side of the board. And Denton is going to move 4 inches over to this spirit here and give him a smacking combat. So he's only skill 2 again. He gets difficulty 1. It's got a skill 2, so it's difficulty 2 and scores 2 successes. So that kills that and it disappears off 8 inches this way. Butch is yet to go, so he's going to do some ordering. He's going to order, he's got 3 actions. He's going to order Frankie to move in contact. He's going to order Denton to move into contact. And he's going to order the Lighthouse Keeper to move 4 inches over there. Which gets everybody moving nicely, which means they can complete their action early next turn and Lighthouse Keeper can get to the radio and phone in. Okay, so we are going to move swiftly on to the villainous turn. And we're also going to change the camera angle again. So threat check, we've got 2 and 2. Take away the highest difficulty dice, so it's difficulty of 3. We score 2 successes. That is still the Noose Titans. So this is going to move an inch further forwards. So that becomes within an inch of Denton here. That is a 6. That is Raging Storm. So our maximum line of sight is now 6. That's problematic, but very thematic. This one's going to move in an inch. This one moves in an inch. This one moves in an inch. Oh, it's just moved away an inch. So this one's got a knife of its own. It does not want to stay on the table. There we go. That one's been revealed 6. So that's, I've got to leave that there because that's Raging Storm. Try and remember it's Raging Storm. I generally forget it. Okay, so it moves away. So it's going to float off back here. Okay. We need to do threat level to 3 as well. This one is, however, aggressive. So he's going to float through there and attack Mr. Patterson. It's only skill 2. So quick dice roll. He gets a difficulty of 5, scores 1 success, 2 successes, 5 and a 6. So it does 2 wounds to the Lighthouse Keeper Patterson there. This one's back here. This one can float. Nearest one's Patterson again, so he's going to float 6 inches over there. Okie dokie. That wasn't bad. So we're on to Heroes turn 3, not that I'm counting. And we need to first of all get the prisoner. Let's get the prisoner. Let's do this in order. Blow prisoner. Okay, successfully interact with it twice. He's freed. Also, actually, I don't need 2 different characters to do that, but allowing 2 different characters would allow me to shoot at someone, but I've only got a range of 6 inches now, which is not very far at all. That wouldn't get me to there, so I think just lay explosives. Dynamite attack, no. Set explosives. Hurt models may interact within 1 inch of any piece of enemy terrain, the villain's half, to place an explosives marker. Get +3. Right. Okay, so actually I'm going to do Denton to do the skill check. So he's got 2 dice to do the skill check. We'll have a quick roll. He gets difficulty of 7, scores an 8. That's 1 interaction with the prisoner. We'll do a second interaction from Denton. He gets difficulty 2. And that's it. He's free. So we have freed Sullivan, Mr. Sullivan, Dr. Sullivan. I mean, he's going to be a doctor, isn't he? Dr. Sullivan Snr. From his bonds. Frankie is just going to move to this piece of terrain here. And she's going to lay some explosives with +3 skill. She gets difficulty 9 and scores no successes. Oh, Frankie, you failed there. That's disappointing. I think because they're in base contact, Marcus is going to use his 2 actions to attempt to heal. So let's try this. So we've got a difficulty of 8 and we score no successes there. Probably should have given him a pep talk first. So I think Butch is going to come over this side, 4 inches to here. He's going to order Marcus to follow him. And he's going to take a shot through the ship at a disadvantage against the spirit on the other side. So 5 dice because it's a shot at disadvantage, so 2 difficulty dice. So we take the 2 away and we score a 7 as a difficulty. We get 7, 7, 9 and 8, so that's 4 successes, which kills that spirit and pushes it back to there. One respawns there. That gives us a bit of a breather. So that's 1, 2, 3 actions from Butch. We've done Denton, we've done Frankie, Denton, Butch, Marcus, Lighthouse Keeper last of all. Oh, and I've got Senior to go. So Lighthouse Keeper is going to attempt to fend off his attacker with a hand-to-hand combat skill. So the minimum skill, minimum attack value is going to be a 2. He's got a 6, but he scores a 6 and a 7, so he scores 2 wounds. And so he disappears and reappears back there. And I've just realised I've been doing the skill test for the shooting attack wrong. It's always difficulty 5. Okay, we live and learn. So that's 1 action from the Lighthouse Keeper. He's going to make a jog across here to 4, so he's in contact with the radio. And I think I'm outside of 6. Yeah, he's outside of 6 for that. Okay, that's a really good solid turn. So we're now into the villainous phase once again. It's now threat level 3, so we'll roll again. We take the 9 away and it's 1, so we got, the ones always fail, don't they? So we've got 2 successes again, so it's Noose Titans. I've just realised I've walked straight within 6 inches of that one. I should flip it to 5, that's Creeping Horror. Should have done this before this turn. He gets a 1 and 2 passes, so he's fine for that. Does that stay in Creeping Horror? Oh no, sorry, it's not a horror check. That's the main in play. All heroic models within 6 inches suffer disadvantage on non-attack skill checks. That's inconvenient for there. Can I interact with it from outside of 6? No, I can't. Right, this moves 1 inch forwards. This one moves 1 inch forwards. It seems to be going a little bit slower this time. Aggressive, so he's going to move 6 inches up to here. This one's going to also move 6 inches up to here, so we're going to have to get some firepower over here to try and scare them away. We are back to the heroes. First of all, I think I better try and radio in. And then we're going to try and pull back and just survive, I think, at this point. Oh, hang on, that something happens. After activating a lurker, because he's, if the lurker starts activation within 1 inch of an unrevealed threat marker, spawn a new minion within 1 inch of a hero model within the fewest number of hero minions within 3 inches of it. That's going to be the Lighthouse Keeper. Oh, he's not in good, he's in bad trouble over here. So that should have spawned when the ghast activated. After activating, it's the first lurker this turn to end its activation in contact with an unrevealed threat marker. Increase the threat level by 1, so that takes it to 5. Right, okay, so that's going to change Patterson's go. So first of all, he's going to have to shoo away this ghost. He gets difficulty 6, he scores a 6 and a 7, so this ghost disappears off. He can't go that way. I think we'll do it back towards the villainous board edge, so he goes right to this corner down here. His second action, he's going to interact with the radio. He gets difficulty 7 and scores a single 7, so he succeeds at interacting with the radio. So we are now on a timer. Butch is going to go next. He's going to activate his first action to order. He's within 8, isn't he? Yeah, order. Oh, actually, no. Patterson's had his 2 actions, so I'm going to order him to walk 4 inches back this way. In fact, back right away from the ghosts. I'm going to do a bit of a run away from here. That's 1 action. Second action, Butch is going to move up to... Oh no, I've done this in the wrong order. Right, okay. Pop him back. Start that again. Marcus is going to activate first. He's going to attempt to heal Butch once again. He gets difficulty 6 and scores 2 successes, totally healing Butch of his wounds. Butch then makes a move action up to here. He's going to shoot at this first ghost, which is within 6 inches of him. 3, 4, 5 dice. Let's try and drive these back a bit. He gets difficulty 1. It's a minimum 5, but we score a 10, a 10, a 7, a 7 and an 8. That ghost is well and truly banished. It's right back to there. Am I within 6 of this second ghost? I am. My third action, he's going to fire at the second ghost. Even if he moves forward, he's going to be outside of things. Yeah, he's going to do that, because what could possibly go wrong there? We get difficulty 3, which is a 5 for shooting, and 1, 2, 3 successes. So again, this ghost is pushed right back to there. Okay, that's really good. So we've got these two over here. I think we'd better start hoofing it. So I can't really shoot anyone else. I'm pretty safe. I think Frankie's going to attempt to lay some dynamite again. So she's skill 2 plus 3 for laying dynamite. 1 skill check dice. She gets difficulty 4 and scores an 8, a 7, a 7 and a 5. So 4 successes. So she has definitely laid some dynamite there. We'll have some little explosion marker back here. 1 set of dynamite laid. Blow the ship up there. Okay, so that's 1 action, and then the second action, she's going to pull back down to here. 4. Senior is going to run 4 and then 4 again. Get right back over here. Denton is going to come. He's pretty expendable, but if he just comes back over here and stands with Marcus, that should protect him. I'm a bit worried about the lighthouse keeper being out on his own over there, because he's just attracting all the ghosts. But maybe that's his job. He's done his phone call. Maybe he just dies. That's the end of our hero's turn. We're on to the villainous turn. It's the villainous threat check. We are now at threat level 5. So we're going to roll 5 dice plus 2 for the difficulty. We take the 8 away. So it's difficulty 3. We've got 1, 2, 3 successes, which is crawling chaos. Make a horror check. So, Frankie scores an 8 and fails. She runs 4 inches away. No bad thing there, Frankie. Good plan. Denton scores a 3 and passes. Marcus scores a 9 and fails. That's a little inconvenient for healing. Senior gets a critical failure. He's had enough. He's off. He's off so far that you can't even see him anymore. We'll do lighthouse keeper Patterson. He gets difficulty 1 and succeeds. And finally, we've got Butch. It's not a disadvantage or anything, is it? If I do that, no. He gets an 8, but he does score a 10, so he passes. Phew. Nice one, Butch. So actually, that's not awful. My kind of leading heroes are at the front. We can pretty much weather this, I think, for 4 turns. Then we have +1 to the threat level, takes it up to 6. Then we apply the Noose Titans. So this moves forward an inch and becomes within 6 inches of him, and that's a 7. 7 is Disaster Strikes. The Revealer has a skill 7 attack. 5, 6, 7. Of course, he rolls a difficulty 2 at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage on poor old Captain Denton. That's not good at all. Okay, it was looking much better a second ago. I think Denton might be our sacrificial lamb for the game today. If he does 1 or more wounds, we knock him down. So he's knocked down and we discard number 7. 6 is Raging Storm, 5 is the disadvantage skill check, which I think I remembered. I don't remember. Go back and check my dice rolls if you like. We then go to Noose Titans. Noose Titans, that one moves an inch as well. That's miles away from everyone. And finally, Threatening Overture. We move this up to threat level 7. So after the threat check, it's now 7. So everyone's aggressive. We'll start on this side. 6 to here. 6 to here. Oh, he's getting close. And 6 doesn't get into Denton, unfortunately, but he appears somewhere around here, just a little bit away from poor old Captain Denton, who's going to have to do a lot of running in a second. Okay, we're back to our hero's turn. The name of the game today is going to be run off as fast as we can. That's an inch, that's an inch, that's 2 inches. So I can drive those two off, Denton can move 4, which means Butch has to do 2 shots. He can do a shot first. So he's going to shoot first of all at this end ghost here. Difficulty 5, 3 dice. He gets a 5, scores an 8 and a 10, which drives this one straight back. Gone. And then he's going to hoof it 4 inches this way. Next, we'll do Butch. He's going to take a shot at this one for starters. 3, 4, 5. He gets difficulty 1, it's a 5. He scores an 8 and a 7. That's 2 wounds. So that pushes that one back there. And that's 1 shot. Second shot, he's going to... Actually, he's going to move. I shouldn't have done Butch first. I should have done Denton first. I might just lose Denton. He's going to move back to here. And then he's going to use call over to get... Oh, what's his skill? He's... Gassed is skill 5. Moving this way, I can move Marcus 4 inches to there with a call over action. Then activate Marcus, and Marcus can attempt to heal Denton. So heal on Denton. He gets difficulty 8. I'm going to re-roll that one because it's cocked in the corner. No, I get no successes. Oh well, Marcus, I think you're going to have a grilling as well. Frankie is going to come 4 inches over here. Where's 12 inches in? It's here. Can I get another? Strictly speaking, this boat's in that half. So I could attempt to sneak out. I've got 1, 2, 3 for the rescue. I could do this. Let's do that. Let's do that. So let's go 4 inches and stand by this, which means next time I can plant another set of explosives on that and do a runner. The gas is going to go for Denton, probably kill Denton. That'll be fine. That's good. So that's the end of our hero's turn. Threat checks. We're now at threat level 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rolling at advantage. So we throw away the higher dice. It's a 6, so we've got an 8, a 7, an 8, and a 10. So that's 8, 7, 8, 10. 4 successes. That is crawling chaos once again. Horror checks all around. Plus threat level as well. Yeah, that's a bit of a pain. So Denton, first of all, he's already knocked down, so there's no point taking one for him. Marcus gets a 3 and passes. Frankie, come on Frankie, gets a 1 and passes twice. Lighthouse Keeper gets a 4 and passes. Senior gets a 3 and passes. And Butch gets a 1 and passes. That's awesome. We've got the threat level goes up to 8. Then we apply the Noose Titans. I don't think there's one marker back here. That moves an inch forwards. Okay. And then finally we do the Threatening Overtures, which takes the threat level up to 9. Now we do the bad guys. So this ghost here is aggressive, so he's going to chase down. So fewest moons remaining is Denton. So these all going to float towards the middle. So this ghost appears over here somewhere. This one appears over there somewhere. The ghast, unfortunately, comes over to Denton and is in all likelihood going to kill him. 3, 4. He's rolling at advantage because Denton's on the floor. 4, 5. Skill 5. So he gets a difficulty of 1. Yeah, Denton carks it. Teammate down in this. That's all the villainous characters gone. Frankie first. Let's see if Frankie gets some dynamite down. An extra victory point out of this. 3, 4, 5. She rolls a 3 and scores 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. Well done, Frankie. You are awesome as usual. So, boat's on fire now. There we go. That's pretty good. Second action, she is going to disappear with all haste 4 inches this way. No, hang on, 4 inches away. Stay, try and get 6 inches away from this guy. So she needs to run 4 inches that way. Patterson will go next. He's going to take a shot at this ghost here. It's right next to him. That's going to be 3 dice plus 1. Difficulty 7, scores a single 10, which is 2 wounds. So that's dead because it's only got 1 wound each. It reappears back there. He then runs away 4 inches more. They just run into this corner at this rate. Butch can't do much here. Butch can't do much. He is going to, first of all, order Marcus to move back 4 inches that way. So Marcus is going to move to there. He's then going to order Frankie to move 4 inches back there. That means, oh jeez, I might have to order Marcus again actually. Try and get Marcus out. Call over, heroic model, target. Heroic model may either make a walk or escape from combat. Well, you can do that. So yeah, we'll move him back another 4 inches because this round's going to end the game. End of the hero's turn. Threat check next. We're on threat level 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. At advantage. Roll all those. We throw the 4 away. We throw the 1 away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 successes. Their trap is sprung. Move the 2 unrevealed threat markers further from the heroes towards the nearest 7 inches towards the nearest hero. Then apply from the shadows. Oh, this is going to go reasonably. 7 inches. This appears over here. Then we apply it from the shadows, and we have an extra character who will appear on Frankie over here because she's the furthest from any friendly models. Then apply Crawling Chaos. Then it's horror checks all round. So Frankie scores a 3 and aces it. Marcus crit fails it, and I presume he runs off the board. Senior just about passes it. Our lighthouseman 7, he fails and runs another 4 inches away. Down there. Oh, knocking everything over tonight. Butch completely fluffs it, and he runs off 4 inches back down here as well. Okay, there we go. We don't actually need these because I'm not counting that anymore. Then we add 1 to the threat level, which takes us to threat level 10. Then we apply the Noose Titans. That moves another inch forward. And then we apply Threatening Overtures, which takes it to threat level 11. Then we do the bad guys. So I don't think anyone's going to do anything here. He's only going to move to 6 inches to there. These are going to move 6 inches down here. I think I've successfully run away for the most part. 1 attack from the ghost over here. Spirit, that's 2 dice and 1. It gets success of difficulty of 2 and a pair of successes, so Frankie takes 2 wounds. That's it. That is the end of the villainous turn. We're at threat level 10, so that's the end of the game. Let's do some counting up. So here is the end of the game setup. We've got the Ghast over in the centre here. We've got Frankie down here in trouble. We've got another ghost over here. We have a whole swarm of ghosts over this side. The rest of the heroes have backed off down to this corner. Marcus ran it off the board. We're not quite sure what happens with that yet. Somebody's asked the question this week, and there's a bit of discussion about whether they drop dead or whether they live to fight another day. Got 2 explosion markers down. We hit the radio down here, and we rescued the prisoner. So let's count the points up for that. So rescue the prisoner. If at the end of the game the thankful prisoner is alive, score 3 points. So that's 3. Call for rescue. If the rescue is called for each member of your party alive at the end of the game, score 1 point to a maximum of 3. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 models still on the board. So I can score 3 again. So that takes us to 6. Set the explosives. At the end of the game, score 1 point for each explosives marker that has been placed. We managed to place 1 over here and a second one over there. So that's 2 more. That takes us to 8 points. My hero is alive at the end of the game. He is over here. Brave Sir Robin, running away. Brave Sir Sullivan. Doesn't really roll off the tongue as well. So that takes us to 9. We have lost a teammate, so we didn't get at, and we didn't get a whole party dead. So we scored 9 points, which today is going to be a tale fit for telling. Not a bad result. I think that's my best result yet. It was an interesting mission. We had a lot of... I like the kind of ghost, not quite push you back, because they're supposed to disappear and reappear as swirling spirits, but I like that mechanic that you can kind of keep pushing back this horde, but you can never get rid of them. The ghast on paper looks really scary, but as he's a lurker, he disappeared early and never really got back into the game. I managed to kind of control my movement around him a little bit. I'm quite chuffed I managed to get explosives down this time. That's the first time I've managed to do that. It's a little easier. I took less characters with the kind of 2 actions this time. I want to try a slightly more mobile force, because I found it slowed me down an awful lot last time when all my actions are 2 actions here, 2 actions there, 2 actions here. And I remember to use Butch's thingy, they call over heroic action. Yet again, I completely forgot to count the minimum number of heroes on the board for the minimum threat level, even though I read the rule just before this game. But that's what happens some days. Once again, thank you very much for joining us here at the Cocked Dice. I hope you enjoyed tonight's game. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Click the little notification icon. You'll get all our latest updates. There's going to be plenty more Perilous Tales coming over the next few weeks. Good night all.